Good afternoon, student. Our next topic is the applications of Schrodinger time independent equation to free particle in a box. The first application is a particle in a one-dimensional box. For that, we consider the particle having the mass m moving in a one-dimensional box, having the only one-dimensional box, and having the boundary x equal to 0 to x equal to a, means this width of this box is a. From 0 to a means width of this box is a. Inside this box, the potential energy or the potential of the particle remains 0, and outside the box it is Vx. Similarly, the wave function is also outside the box it's 0, and inside the box having the some wave function psi x. Consider the particle of mass m moving along the x-axis in a one-dimensional box of length a, having the perfectly rigid wall. This is the rigid wall and the length become a. The particle is free inside the box, that is, there is no force acting on it, if so that in this region the potential energy Vx is 0. Here potential energy is 0 because this particle is a free particle and there is no force is acting on this particle. Let psi x is the wave function associated with the particle such that the psi x equal to 0 is outside this box, means this x is less than equal to 0 and greater than and equal to a, means outside this region. This psi x becomes 0 and Vx equal to 0 for x is greater than equal to 0 or less than equal to a, means inside this region the potential becomes 0. Then consider the Schrodinger time independent wave equation. This is the Schrodinger time independent wave equation d2 psi upon dx square plus 2m upon h cross square in bracket e minus v into psi equal to 0. Now the particle in a box is a free particle. For the free particle, this potential is a 0. Here we consider this potential is a 0. Therefore, Vx equal to 0. If we substitute this V equal to 0 here, it become d2 psi upon dx square plus 2me upon h cross square into psi equal to 0, where this E is the total energy of the particle. This equation can also be written as d2 psi upon dx square plus k square psi equal to 0, where this k square is nothing but this term. Okay? This k square or k is nothing but the under root of 2me h cross square. Here we give the equation number 2. Then the general solution, if we consider here, this is the second order differential equation. Then the general solution of this second order differential equation is in the form psi x equal to a sin kx plus b cos kx, where a and b are the constant of integrations. Gives the equation number 3. Now we have the boundary conditions here. At x equal to 0, psi x equal to 0 means here. These are the boundary condition. At x equal to 0, the psi means wave function is 0. Also at this boundary condition, the wave function is a 0. Therefore, we consider here the two boundary condition. At x equal to 0, the psi x means wave function of the particle is 0. And at x equal to a, again the psi x equal to 0. Now applying the first boundary condition, this is the first boundary condition on equation 3. After on equation 3, then we get here we have to substitute x equal to 0 and psi x equal to 0. After substituting, what we get? 0 equal to sine 0, because x equal to 0 means sine 0. Sine 0, 0. Here we get the cos 0. Cos 0 is a 1. Therefore, this first term become 0, only here we get the b. Means here, after applying the first condition, this condition here on equation 3, we get, means at the place of psi x, we have to substitute the 0, and at the place of x, we have to substitute 0 here. After substituting, we get b equal to 0. If we substitute this b equal to 0 in equation 3, then what do we get? Psi x equal to a sin kx. Here we get the psi x equal to a sin kx. This is the equation number 4. Now using the second boundary condition on this equation 4. What is the second boundary condition? The second boundary condition is a psi x equal to a, then psi x equal to 0. Here we have to substitute psi x equal to 0, and at the place of x we have to substitute a. Then we get 0 equal to a sin k a. Okay. Now this is the product of a and the sin k equal to 0. It means that either a equal to 0 or sin k equal to 0. Here is the product of these two term equal to 0, means that either a equal to 0 or sin k equal to 0. But this a is a constant of integration. This never be a 0. If suppose it 0, means there will be a no solution of this equation. Here there will be the no solution of this equation. Therefore, this constant term is never be a 0. It means that the sin k equal to 0. Okay. The sin k equal to 0 means what? If suppose k equal to n pi or k equal to pi, then only sin pi becomes 0. Okay. In this way, we have to substitute. Therefore, we substitute here k equal to n pi. Here k means if we substitute k equal to pi, then sin pi become 0. Sin 3 pi becomes 0. Sin 5 pi becomes sin 2 pi becomes 0. 3 pi becomes 0. Therefore, we substitute that k equal to n pi, where k equal to n pi upon a, and n is nothing but the 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. For every value of n, means if suppose we substitute n equal to 1, pi, sin pi becomes 0. For n equal to 2 pi means 360, sin 360 again becomes 0. For 3 pi, again sin 3 pi become 0, means for every n pi value this sin value becomes 0. Therefore we substitute k equal to n pi, and therefore k becomes n pi upon a. This is the equation number 5. Hence the wave function for the motion of the particle in the region x is greater than 0 and less than a is given by, here only we substitute the value of k here. Here we get psi x equal to a sin n pi x upon a. This is the wave function for the particles in a motion in one-dimensional box. Here. Then after that, eigenvalue of the energy for that particle. For we substitute the value of k from equation 2 in equation 5. Here we only substitute the value of k from equation 2 in equation 5. Here k equal to n pi a, and here k equal to under root of 2me upon h cross square. Therefore, we substitute the value of k from equation 2 in equation 5. Then we get under root of 2me upon h cross square equal to n pi upon a. Squaring and solving this equation, what we get? After squaring this term, we get 2me upon h cross square, means here this is the equation under root of 2me upon h cross square equal to n pi upon a. After squaring and solving this, after squaring we get 2me upon h cross square. Squaring means this square root get cancelled, and here we get n square pi square upon a square. Okay. Then solving this means rearranging this equation, we get take all this term 2m upon h cross square. Here what we get, n square pi square upon h cross square upon 2m a square. Simply we take this 2m upon h cross square. Here we get n square pi square h cross square upon 2m a square. This is the energy of the particle, moving particle. Again, this h cross is nothing but the h upon 2 pi. Here we substitute this h cross is nothing but the h upon 2 pi. Therefore, substitute this value here. Again we get E equal to n square pi square. At the place of h cross we have to substitute h upon 2 pi whole square upon 2m a square. Then after that we get n square pi square h square 2 pi square means 4 and 4 into 2 means 8 pi square m a square. This pi square get cancelled. The remaining term is n square h square upon 8 m a square. This is also the energy here. And this we get the n square pi square h cross square 2m square. Since h cross is nothing but the h upon 2 pi, after substituting this value here, we get this equation n square h square upon 8m a square. This is the equation number 7. Thus it is concluded that from this equation the energy of particle, this is the energy of particle, is inversely proportional to its mass. In both the equation, that energy is inversely proportional to the mass and the square of the length of the box and the square of the length of the box. In both equation we get the inversely proportional to mass and the square of the length of this box. The energy spectrum is not continuous, it is a discrete corresponding to the n values for n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Now the lowest energy of particle is obtained by putting n equal to 1. Here in both equation if we substitute n equal to 1, then what we get? E equal to h square upon 8 m a square. Here if we substitute n equal to 1, then we get h square upon 8 m a square, or here we substitute, then we get pi square h cross square upon 2 m a square. It is called ground state energy level of the particle. For the first energy level means n equal to 1, we get this equation, and this is called as the ground state energy level of the particle. The values of En in terms of E1 are, here the energy value is this. Here this is the first equation, this is the second. Here if we consider this energy value, E equal to n square h square upon 8 m a square. If we consider this or this, both are the same. Here if we substitute n equal to is 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. For n equal to 1, this energy become E1 equal to h square upon 8 m a square. If n equal to 2, then it become 2 square h square upon 8 m a square. For n equal to 3, it become 3 square h square upon 8 m a square. Okay. In this way we get, for En energy means this is En energy, it means that En square upon h square upon 8 m a square, and this can be written as En equal to n square upon E1, because this term is nothing but the E1 energy, h square upon 8 m a square. Here this is nothing but the n square E1. Therefore, for the energy for the nth term, here the value of En in a terms of E1 can be written as n square E1 here. Now this energy level here is the figure shows the energy levels. For N1 it is the E1. After substituting here, suppose if we here substitute n equal to 1, we get E1. Therefore, for energy N1 equal to E1 is energy is E1. For n equal to 2, here 2 means 4 E1. This energy become 4 E1. N equal to 3, 3 square. Here we substitute 3 means 3 square is 9. It become 931. In this way we get the energy for the different energy levels. The difference between the nth energy level and the next higher energy level is increases. Suppose we take the difference between the two energy levels here. If we consider these first two energy levels, this n equal to 1 and the n equal to 2, then we have to take the difference between two energy levels. The first here is the energy diagram. 1, n equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3, n equal to 4. For n equal to 1, we have only E1. For n equal to 2, we have 4 E1. For n equal to 3, we have 9 E1. And for n equal to 4, we have 16 E1. Now we have to take the difference. Suppose we consider these two energy level. Then take the difference between these two energy level is 4 E1 minus E1 equal to 3 E1. If we take the next two energy level, it become 9 E1 minus 4 E1. It become 9 minus 4 is a 5 E1. If we take next term, then 16 E1 minus 9 E1. It becomes 16 minus 9 means it becomes value 6. Is a greater 1 second. 16 minus 9 means is a 9, 9, 18. 7 E1. Okay. In this way, the difference between the energy level is increases if we go in a upward direction or go towards the higher energy levels. This difference goes on increases. Here this difference goes on increases if we shift towards the higher energy level. Then the difference between the nth energy level and the next higher energy level is increases, and this can be written in terms of the formula En plus 1 En minus En to n plus 1. This is arranged in this way: n plus 1 minus En. Here n plus 1 means we get the n plus 1 whole square E1 minus n square E1. After solving this, we get n square plus 2n plus 1 E1 minus n square E1. This n square E1 and this n square E1 is cancelled. Remaining term is the 2n plus 1 E1. Therefore, the energy difference become 2n plus 1 E1, and this energy levels is goes on increases here. The next is a normalization of the wave function. Means we have to normalize this wave function. The wave function for the motion of particles are psi n equal to a sine n pi x upon a. For the region 0, x is greater than 0 and less than a, then the total probability that the particle is in the box must be unity, and therefore we can write this term here 0 to a psi n x mod square dx equal to 1. Then psi n x is nothing but this term. Then the square of this term is a square sine square n pi x upon a dx equal to 1. Then apply the trigonometric formula. This sine square x is nothing but the half of 1 minus cos of 2x. Here we substitute this value a square 0 to a. Here 1 minus cos 2 n pi x upon a. Simply we use this trigonometric formula here. Then integrate this term. Take this 2 common here, a square 2. Then integrate, the integration of 1 become x and the integration of the cos becomes sine 2n pi x upon 2n pi upon a. It become a upon 2n pi. Okay, and the boundary and the limit is 0 to a equal to 1. If we apply this limit here at x equal to, it become a minus 0, means it become a. But if we apply this limit a and 0 here, it become sine a. At the place of x, if we substitute a will get cancelled. The remaining term is a sine 2 and pi. Means sine pi terms always become 0. Means for a value, it becomes 0. And if we substitute 0, that whole term becomes 0. Means sine 0 become again 0. Means for both the limit, this second term become 0. Means only we get a minus 0. Then it will get a square a upon 0, a square a upon 2 equal to 1. Therefore, a equal to under root of 2 upon a. Then substitute this value in here. We get normalized wave function sin x equal to under root of 2 by a sin n pi x upon a. This is the normalized wave function for the particle moving in a one-dimensional box. Now the next is a probability of a location of the particles. Then according to the quantum mechanics, the probability px dx that the particle is be found over the small distance dx at the position x is given by px dx is equal to mod of psi x square dx. The value of psi x is nothing but the, here the psi x is nothing but the under root of 2 upon a sine of n pi x. There we substitute here and take this square, it become a upon 2 upon a sine square n pi x upon a dx. Then this is the probability. This is the px dx is the probability. Now the probability density for the particle is nothing but the px only. Therefore we get 2 upon a sine square n pi x upon a. The probability density is maximum when we substitute this n pi x upon a is a pi by 2, means for sine pi by 2 it become 1, 3 pi by 2, pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2. For all this value, this sign become 1 and therefore we get the maximum probability density. Or this x can be a upon 2n, means if we take this here, a it becomes, if we take this term here, it become a by n pi. N pi means pi get cancelled, it become a upon 2n, 3 upon 2n. Simply we take this term here and multiply to this ratio. Then we get x equal to a upon 2n, 3 upon 2n, 5 upon 2n. For all these value, then sign become 1 and therefore the probability density become maximum. And the variations of the probability density with the x for the first three value of n are shown in figure. Here the probability density are shown. This shows the wave function. This is wave function or this is wave function. This is the wave function, normalized wave function, and this figure shows the normalized wave function. For the first means for n equal to 1, this wave function gives a single loop. It complete one cycle. Here we get the 3 loop. Here the probability density, this shows the probability density here in this figure. In this way, we complete this application for the particle in a moving in a one-dimensional box. Thank you.